today I will teach you how to make the famous crackers that I've been making since the beginning, 22 years ago. My children loved them. They ate them like chips. So that was awesome because I didn't have to say stop. They're so healthy. Made with sprouted buckwheat. And sprouted buckwheat is a superfood. Maybe you didn't know that. But, well, as you know, it's nutrient dense, it's gluten-free, you know all that. But also, it's a high-quality, complete protein. Imagine that. You eat your crackers and you eat your protein, an excellent source of protein. And also, it reduces chronic inflammation. It also helps lower blood pressure and cholesterol. So when you sprout, the levels of minerals and vitamins and antioxidants and nutrients, all of that is increased. But then the anti-nutrients are decreased. And that's where you actually invest your money to get an excellent food instead of investing your money and the anti-nutrients or having a snack on you. So let's start because it's super easy. You'll see, you'll make those in no time. We use carrots and celery. You can try with other vegetables, but today I'm going to teach you the basic recipe. So we need to start with 240 grams of carrots. And yes, I keep the peel because there is lots of nutrients in the peel. So I keep the peel. Just wash your carrots. 240. There you go. And next, celery is 60 grams. So that brings us to 300. You see how simple it is with the scale? 300. So what we do now is we will just cut it up a bit so it's easier for the food processor to process. So I'll switch things around here. There we go. Put my celery first. Carrots next. There you are. For some reason, I find it's easier to cut on an angle than straight. I don't know why, but it's easier. And we process. Excellent. Now that we've done that, use your spatula, scrape down the vegetables. Yeah, you can see here. And then we add 120 grams of the buckwheat. So 120. And then we mix again. Just like that, just enough so the buckwheat is all broken up. And so were the carrots before. Now we take it out and we put everything into our bowl here. Excellent. The next step, we'll put the bowl back on the scale. We add 4 grams of salt. And then 4 grams of the Italian seasoning. There we go. I'll mix that first. Just mix it well with your carrots and celery and buckwheat. And then we add 105 of the flax meal. So I did put it into the blender before the class to just have it into a meal. So you just blend it, right? It turns into a flour. And then we mix. Now you might say, why 105? It's simply because at the cafe we were making large bowls. So multiply that by 4, you get 420. So there you go. And that's what we did at the cafe. We did, at my cafe, oh my gosh, we sold so many of these. There. Okay, and I will need that rolling pin. I like to use a marble one because there is the weight of the marble, so that helps with, I don't have to put as much force. Then I use, it's a fiber cloth, and I cut up the edges so there is no bump. But what that does is when I put a 𝗕𝗲𝗃 sheet on top, it helps so it doesn't move. Okay? So there's that. If you don't have 𝗕𝗃𝗃 sheets and you use a parchment paper, it would help as well. I wouldn't use a parchment paper for this. I would use a wax paper. So it would help to keep it down. Okay? Then we add a little bit of oil. Maybe it's like a teaspoon. I have this little handy little brush here. I can move it around. There you go. Cover my sheet. There. And then next, I put another sheet on top, and I move it around, just like this. What happens is this one is now covered with oil as well, which I need. Okay. Now, I put my scale to 0, and I will put 350 grams of that mix. Let's just see where I'm at. Another 50 grams. There. We're there. And then I fold meat in the center, like this. Meat in the center again, like this. Okay, I create a square, but the square is in the center. That's important. Then I put my other sheet on top. Now, I use my rolling pin, and I will start, but gently on top here. Gentle, gentle. If you press too hard, I'll show you before I continue. See? But if I press too hard, this is going to separate. I don't want it to separate. I just want to spread it over the entire sheet. And I'm spreading outside the sheet. There is a reason for it. You'll see in a second. So when you make the crackers, make sure you press harder in the center than the edges. Because, you know, the center, that's where most of the dough was. And then it's like a mount like this. So if you press harder in the center, it helps to make them even in terms of thickness throughout the sheet. There you go. Now, one thing you'll learn as you make it, the crackers taste differently if they're thin, thinner, and thinner. So you do it, and you find what you like the most. I've done it many, many times. So I know that this thickness is going to be just perfect. Okay, now I leave the sheet on top. And then, I use a scraper, and I cut the excess, just like this. There. Just like this. And there. Same here. There. And same here. There we go. And next, I peel the sheet, but you see me here? I do it on an angle. I don't do it straight up. It tends to pull the crackers. But if I do it on an angle, it helps. So the dough stays on the sheet. Excellent. Then the next thing is I use a ruler. and I score the crackers. If you start in the center, and that's one of my staff that came up with this idea at my cafe, 𝗕𝗲𝗄𝗵𝗁𝗲. And so if you do in the center like this, it helps to divide it. So then you score, and I just slide a little bit back and forth to score the crackers. There we go. And then I do it the other way. There, there, and there. Okay. After that, here it's too thin, here, too thin, and here, just little bits. So I take out the ones who are, you know, they will just crumble. I just take those out. Okay, now the next step, we take a tray. I like to have a mesh on top. It supports the sheet. Take the tray, slide it under, and this will go into the dehydrator. Follow me. So this is my dehydrator. I will put the tray in, and I'll take this one out so I can show you. I dehydrate the crackers for 12 hours at 118 Fahrenheit. I can flip the crackers because now they have, see what happens? They have detached themselves from the sheet. You know, it took 2 hours. I mean, if you do 4 hours, 5 hours, it's okay. But you don't have to peel them off. They will come off. Then I use a tray. I put it on top. Stay above your workspace so it doesn't fall on the floor. It happened to me. Give it just a little squeeze, not too much. You don't want to break them. Flip. There is one that just flew off. Flip. There we go. Take out the sheet. I'll put that one back. 2 of them flew off. There we go. And then you put them back in the dehydrator for the remaining of the time that it is to take. Okay? And your crackers are ready. You eat them with, I have the dill nut cheese that I taught you. Absolutely delicious on those crackers. You can put the hummus also that I taught you. I'll have the recipes in the description. And yes, you can eat them just like that. They're just like chips, and they're delicious. So delicious. Enjoy.